June 4, 1942. The morning sun bakes the decks of Japanese aircraft carriers. Aboard these steel behemoths, flight crews ready their aircraft. They are the elite of the Imperial Japanese Navy, confident after months of crushing victories. But they are sailing into a trap. Unbeknownst to them, American codebreakers have cracked their secret communications. The prize Midway Island, a seemingly insignificant speck in the vast Pacific. The Japanese believe they will catch the Americans off guard, adding another trophy to their string of triumphs. The trap is set. American carriers, hidden from Japanese eyes, lie in wait. The stage is set for a battle that will change the course of World War II, one that will decide the fate of the Pacific. This is Midway. December 7, 1941, Pearl Harbor. On this fateful morning, the tranquility of the Hawaiian Islands was shattered by the roar of Japanese warplanes. The meticulously planned surprise attack aimed to neutralize the United States Pacific Fleet, and in doing so, secure Japan's dominance in the Pacific. The devastation was immense, with battleships engulfed in flames and the harbor choked with smoke. The USS Arizona, a symbol of American naval power, lay burning and sinking, taking with it the lives of over 1,000 brave sailors. A date which will live in infamy. President Franklin D. Roosevelt's words echoed the collective shock and outrage of a nation. The attack galvanized the American public, transforming overnight from a country divided over involvement in the war to one united in resolve. The newsreels of the time captured the somber mood, as citizens across the country grappled with the reality of war on their doorstep. The surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, while not the crippling blow initially believed, sent shockwaves through America. The immediate aftermath saw a nation in mourning, but also one steeling itself for the long fight ahead. The resilience of the American spirit began to shine through the smoke and debris. It also propelled Japan into a dominant position in the Pacific theater. The Japanese military, emboldened by their success, celebrated their victories and expanded their reach across the Pacific. The rising sun flag flew over newly captured territories, signaling Japan's growing influence and ambition. In the months that followed, Japan seemed unstoppable. Their forces advanced with relentless precision, capturing key strategic points and expanding their empire. The map of the Pacific was rapidly changing, with Japanese control spreading like wildfire. Hong Kong, Singapore, the Philippines, all fell to the relentless Japanese advance. Each victory further solidified Japan's dominance and left the Allied forces scrambling to regroup and respond. The speed and efficiency of the Japanese military campaigns were unmatched, leaving a trail of conquered territories in their wake. Their objective: cripple the United States Pacific Fleet and establish a defensive perimeter in the Pacific. By doing so, they aimed to create an impenetrable barrier, preventing any counterattacks and securing their newly acquired territories. The Japanese strategy was clear: dominate the Pacific and force the Allies into a defensive position. Midway Atoll, a strategically vital island, became the next target. Its location made it a crucial point for controlling the Central Pacific, and both sides recognized its importance. The battle for Midway would become a pivotal moment in the Pacific War. Its capture would allow Japan to threaten Hawaii and the U.S. West Coast, solidifying their hold on the Pacific. The stakes were incredibly high, as the outcome of this battle could determine the future course of the war in the Pacific. The plan was audacious, relying on surprise and the perceived weakness of a reeling America. Japanese commanders believed that a decisive victory at Midway would break American morale and force a negotiated peace, securing Japan's dominance. But America was not broken. The attack on Pearl Harbor had awakened a sleeping giant, and the United States was rapidly mobilizing its vast resources and industrial might. The American fleet, though damaged, was far from defeated, and a secret weapon was about to turn the tide. American codebreakers had cracked Japanese communication codes, providing invaluable intelligence on Japanese plans. This breakthrough would give the United States a crucial advantage in the upcoming battle, setting the stage for a dramatic and decisive confrontation at Midway. Hidden in windowless rooms, American cryptanalysts waged a different kind of war. They toiled tirelessly to break the Japanese naval code, JN-25, every intercepted message, a puzzle, every solved puzzle, a glimpse into the enemy's mind. The pressure was immense. The fate of the Pacific Fleet, perhaps the entire war, hinged on their success. Then, a breakthrough. The codebreakers confirmed Midway as the target of the Japanese offensive. The information was relayed to Admiral Chester Nimitz, Commander-in-Chief of the Pacific Fleet. Nimitz, a master strategist, saw an opportunity. Knowing the Japanese plans, he could turn their anticipated ambush into a counterattack. The hunters would become the hunted. The stage was set for a decisive confrontation. The morning of June 4th dawned. Japanese carriers launched their first wave of aircraft, targeting Midway Island. American bombers based on Midway met the attackers head-on. The battle had begun. High above the Pacific, a deadly aerial ballet unfolded. American fighters, outnumbered but determined, engaged the Japanese. Bombs rained down from the sky, explosions sending plumes of water and smoke into the air. Meanwhile, American dive bombers searched for their targets, the Japanese carriers. These bombers, the Douglas SBD Dauntless, held the key to victory. Their pilots, skilled and fearless, were about to etch their names in history. The fate of the Pacific hung in the balance. Turning the tide, the Dauntless Dive. The turning point came with a roar. American dive bombers, appearing from a break in the clouds, found the Japanese fleet. The carriers, caught with their decks full of fueled and armed aircraft, were sitting ducks. What followed was a scene of utter chaos and destruction. The American dive bombers, screaming down from the sky, unleashed their payloads with deadly accuracy. Bombs ripped through the decks of the Japanese carriers, igniting fires that quickly raged out of control. The Kaga, the Akagi, the Soryu, three of Japan's 4 carriers, the pride of their fleet, were transformed into blazing infernos in a matter of minutes. The tide of the battle had turned in an instant. The Pacific would run red with the blood of empires. A sea of fire, the price of victory. Victory, however, did not come without a price. The battle raged on. The remaining Japanese carrier, the Hiryu, launched a counterattack, sinking the American carrier Yorktown. The air was thick with smoke and the stench of burning fuel. The sea, churned by explosions and littered with debris, became a graveyard for ships and aircraft. Both sides fought with incredible courage and ferocity, knowing the stakes could not be higher. As the sun began to set on June 4th, the outcome of the battle was clear. The Japanese fleet, crippled by the loss of their carriers, was forced to retreat. They had suffered a catastrophic defeat, one from which they would never fully recover. The Pacific War had reached its turning point. The wake of Midway, a new dawn in the Pacific. The Battle of Midway was a watershed moment in World War II. It marked the end of Japan's seemingly unstoppable advance across the Pacific. The strategic initiative shifted decisively to the United States. America, once on the defensive, now had the upper hand. Midway bought them valuable time to rebuild their forces and launch their own counteroffensive. The long road to victory in the Pacific had begun. The battle also had a profound psychological impact. The myth of Japanese invincibility was shattered. The United States, bloodied but unbowed, had proven its resilience and determination. But what if things had gone differently? What if? The Ghosts of Midway. History is full of what-ifs. These hypothetical scenarios often haunt the corridors of our past, making us ponder the endless possibilities that could have unfolded. The Battle of Midway, a turning point in the Pacific theater during World War II, is no exception. It stands as a testament to the unpredictable nature of war and the delicate balance of fate. What if the Japanese codebreakers had discovered the American trap? The entire course of the battle could have shifted dramatically. The element of surprise, which played a crucial role in the American victory, would have been lost. The Japanese fleet, forewarned and prepared, might have turned the tide in their favor. What if the American dive bombers had arrived just minutes later? Timing, as they say, is everything. Those precious minutes were the difference between catching the Japanese carriers off guard and facing a well-defended fleet. A delay could have meant a devastating loss for the American forces. What if the Yorktown had survived? The USS Yorktown, a key player in the battle, was heavily damaged and eventually sunk. Had it remained afloat, its presence could have provided additional support and firepower, potentially altering the outcome of subsequent engagements in the Pacific. The possibilities are tantalizing, if ultimately unknowable. Each decision, each moment, each stroke of luck or misfortune contributed to the final result. The Battle of Midway is a mosaic of countless variables, each one playing a part in the grand tapestry of history. Midway was a battle decided by inches, by moments of courage and sacrifice, by the sheer willpower of those who fought. The bravery displayed by the sailors and pilots on both sides was nothing short of extraordinary. By the fickle hand of fate. The unpredictable nature of war means that even the smallest factors can have monumental consequences. A single decision, a moment of hesitation, or a stroke of luck can change the course of history. A slight shift in the wind, a lucky shot, a missed opportunity. Any of these could have changed the outcome. The weather, the positioning of ships, the accuracy of a single bomb drop, all these elements played a crucial role in the battle's outcome. Any of these could have changed the outcome. The Battle of Midway is a stark reminder of the thin line between victory and defeat, and how fragile the threads of history can be. It is a reminder of the fragility of history, of the countless what-ifs that could have led us down a different path. The Battle of Midway serves as a poignant example of how history is shaped by a series of interconnected events, each one influencing the next. of the fine line between victory and defeat. The medals and honors awarded to the brave souls who fought in this battle are a testament to their courage and determination. Their actions, in the face of overwhelming odds, ensured a pivotal victory for the Allied forces. It is also a testament to the bravery and skill of the men who fought and died. Their stories, their sacrifices, and their heroism continue to inspire generations. The Battle of Midway is not just a chapter in a history book. It is a legacy of valor and resilience in one of the most pivotal battles of the 20th century. The significance of Midway cannot be overstated. It was a turning point that shifted the balance of power in the Pacific and set the stage for future Allied victories. Their sacrifice echoes through time. The Ghosts of Midway remind us of the cost of war and the enduring impact of those who gave their lives. Their legacy lives on, a haunting reminder of the price of freedom and the enduring spirit of those who fought for it. Echoes of the Deep Midway's enduring legacy. The Battle of Midway was more than just a military engagement. It was a pivotal moment that altered the course of World War II, a clash that echoed across the globe and through time. It was a clash of ideologies, a struggle for control of the Pacific, a defining moment in human history. The strategies devised in those tense war rooms, the movements of fleets across the vast ocean, all played a part in this monumental conflict. Its legacy continues to resonate today. The wrecks of the carriers, silent sentinels on the ocean floor, serve as a reminder of the human cost of war. These underwater graves have transformed into vibrant coral reefs, teeming with life, a stark contrast to their violent past. The stories of the men who fought and died there, both American and Japanese, continue to inspire and to caution. Their bravery, their sacrifices, and their experiences are etched into the annals of history, serving as powerful lessons for future generations. Midway teaches us about the importance of intelligence gathering, the critical role of information in warfare. The codebreakers who deciphered enemy plans played a crucial part in the victory, showcasing the power of knowledge and foresight. It also highlights the courage of ordinary people in extraordinary circumstances. The soldiers who faced overwhelming odds, and the civilians who endured the hardships of war. Their resilience and determination are a testament to the human spirit, and the enduring power of hope, even in the darkest of times. The celebrations that followed the end of the war, the reunions of families, and the rebuilding of lives all speak to the unbreakable hope that carried people through those challenging years. It is a story that deserves to be remembered, not just for its military significance, but for the lessons it holds for us all. The memorials and parades, the reenactments and documentaries, all ensure that the legacy of Midway is preserved for future generations. What will future generations learn from the depths of Midway? As we look back on this pivotal event, we are reminded of the enduring impact of history, and the importance of remembering the past to guide our future. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and subscribe for more.